This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area. This, this, this should be played. This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Shalom, salama, siyimi, and shalom to you always, family abroad. It's your man Yachazaqa'al, aka Red Letter Raps, and you already know my lovely wife Yachazaqa'al is with us as well.
Shalom, family.
Shalom, indeed. All praise to the Most High, Yah. Back before you go, do you got anything for this week? Just.
No, I don't.
It's all right, baby. Because I know you got to use the restroom right quick. It's all good. All right. So, family, what a week of unleavened bread. I'm trying to tell y'all what. I know we all celebrating differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm not condemning anybody that's not, celebrating the same timing. Like even the congregation in which we go to, we're a day off between one another. So it's I'm not going to argue over things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not the purpose of Yachazaqa'al, you know what I'm saying, to argue over those small details. Definitely let folks know that we're live. Don't forget to support the platform by hitting the like button on and subscribing. Share this, family. Please let them know that we live right now. Please let them know that there's good fruit right here on this channel, that they can research all kinds of books, all kinds of apocrypha, even straight from the regular Bible that they've been, so-called looking into for so many years, or maybe they need to get a little more in-depth understanding. You know what I'm saying? They can definitely get that here. You know what I'm saying? So by all means, shalom to everybody. Shabbat shalom, family. Barakah overflow. Okay. I hear you. Shabbat shalom, goodly family, peace and love. All right, family. Definitely a blessing for y'all to be in the building. We're gonna jump just about straight on into it, but we gotta pray before we get on in. There's just so much that so much beauty in this week. Yesterday I went ahead and got a chance to do at least a short summarized version of what we did before we took our weekend break from last week. So I taught the origins of unleavened bread or Passover over on the Hebrew Descendant channel, and I just did a short summary. Y'all got the full-fledged teaching here. Y'all got everything over here, but I can only have like an hour when I teach with them. So sometimes they go a little longer, but oh my goodness, finally got my 6th and 7th day off back. Yeah, okay, all praises. Cool, you die. All right, family. So if you can, you will. Let's go ahead and just give the Most High thanks and praise and bring this word on in. All right. Abu Yahuwah, Most High Yah of Yasharal, Most High Yah of Abraham, of Yatzak and Yaqua, the one true Elohim of all creation, creator of all the heavens, the earth, and everything within. Yahuwah, Saba, Abu Yahuwah, we continually come humbly before your throne, giving you all praise, honor, and glory, for you are the only one worthy of such praise, Abu Yahuwah. And we continue to thank you for this unleavened bread. We thank you for this week. We thank you for the understanding. We thank you for everything that you give us to understand, Abu Yahuwah. We thank you for your son that you sent into this earth from the Shamayim to give us warnings, to give us not just warnings, but to give us revelation upon his coming. For you said you will pour out your spirit upon all flesh, Abba Yahuwah. Not only that, but you said that through your son that there would be an awakening, that you would wake us up in the land of our captivity. This is exactly what Hamashiach was trying to tell us as well. He said, for two shall be in the field, one shall be taken and the other one shall be left. And you gave us the opportunity to break that down. And that word taken comes into play as it pertains to coming into an intimate understanding of oneself. That's an awakening, Abba Yahuwah. We thank you so much for you waking us up into the lands of our captivity, just the way that you said it you would. And we thank you, Abba Yahuwah, for the revelation for us to not only repent, but repent during these feast days. The importance of this unleavened bread to nourish our vessels that you gave us, Abba Yahuwah. You gave us this nourishment to purify us and detox us from the ways of the world, from the things we've been taking in from the places of our captivity, Abba Yahuwah. And these bitter herbs and this bread that is unleavened is more than just a physical taking in, but it's a spiritual taking in, to distance ourselves, become separate from the communities of this world, to detox ourselves from things that are around us, to be separate, to be set apart. Abba Yahuwah, thank you so much for the understanding in which you give, because it's all yours, Abba Yahuwah. The glory belongs to you. The honor is yours, Abba Yahuwah. So in your mighty, righteous, and holy name, we ask that your Holy Spirit continue to dwell in this household, in every household watching, and even the households that will watch this later, Abba Yahuwah. We thank you so much for your son once again. And by way of your son, Yahushua HaMashiach, we say, so be it, and it is so. Let me blow the shofar right quick, family. Didn't want to draw that out too long, but because I can't. Man, Abba has delivered these lungs. I'm telling you what. And yeah, said earlier on, look at him showing off. She wasn't talking about me. I was like, no. She was like, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Abba Yah. I was like, okay, but he ain't even showing off yet. He ain't even started yet. You know what I'm saying? So, phrases. Kul Yada Yahuwah Sabah. So, family, let me go ahead and pull up the scriptures. Let's see here. Here we go. And as soon as that pulls on up, oh yeah, it just pulled right up right to where we needed it too. Oh man, I forgot this thing's got a memory. Woo! All right, so let me go ahead and share screen and blow this on up. Let me go ahead and highlight your comment right quick. Creating us a clean heart and renew a right ruach in us, Abba Yahuwah Sabaoth, Halal Yahweh or Wayah. So be it, it is done. I felt that so far in my spirit, Yasharal. Oh, praises. Kul Yadah. Kul Yadah. All right, family, let's go ahead and blow this on up. So I know it's been basically 2 weeks, right? Well, yeah, it's been 2 weeks. So for those of y'all that was with us then, right, let's go ahead and see if we can scroll back up a little bit and allow the Ruach to refresh us a little bit. Because I know we started off in chapter 24. We ended up reading like 4 or 5 chapters because like there was a couple of them that was really, really short. And so, family, just to be completely honest with you, everything that's been going on with my work and with this piece of unleavened bread, I don't fully remember everything that we went over. And so the Ruach has just been moving and just so much going on. So let's do a quick little recap. It's chapter 26. And like I said, we're not going to read all this. We want to just touch and go. right? Just to jog our memories a little bit. I saw something about the hair just a second ago. All right, so no, we did 2 chapters. 26 and 28, or 26, 27, and 28. Because once I saw that cauldron and putting the parts in, like, no, we did that one. We did that one before then. So yeah, to Soar and to the other nation, not only Moab, Ammon, Thor, and there's another one. He pronounced curses upon them for basically oh my goodness, my bad, family. She said no sound. I happened to look over, and next thing I know, I was muted out of nowhere. So okay, I'll just re-speak that. So the Most High was talking about all these other nations that have exalted themselves and boasted themselves above us, saying it's bad enough that I have to punish my people for trying to be like y'all, but now you want to exalt yourselves over them. So now I'm going to punish you for your boasting because I'm not even for you people. The only blessing and chance you have at a true blessing is by my people being in their proper office. and doing as my people are supposed to do. But you ain't doing there none of that. You're not even trying to remind my people that they have an office to uphold. You are exalting yourself over their stupor, over their affliction. So he's talking to Sor right here. And one of the things that he was talking about all throughout these other scriptures up here, while I was muted, he was talking about how all these different riches, all these different nations that traded, the house of Torgamar, the Rhodians, the Carthaginians, all these different, nations, Ramoth and Korkor, or Korkor, furnished thy market. Judah and the children of Yasharal, these were thy merchants. So even my people hooked you up with goods. You know what I'm saying? So all these other trading places that you've gotten all these riches from, that you've multiplied riches to yourself, he goes down here where I was just reading from, you didn't hear me. He says, I'll start right here. At the cry of thy voice, thy pilots shall be greatly terrified, and all the rowers and the mariners shall come down from the ships, and the pilots of the sea shall stand on the land. And they shall wail over thee with their voice and cry bitterly, and put earth on their heads and spread ashes under them. And their sons shall take up a lament for thee, even a lamentation for Sor, saying, how large reward hast thou gained from the sea? This is talking about their navy, whether they plundered it or shipped it from the little merchant post, took it to the ships and started, moving these treasures around and whatnot. They've either gotten it ill or they've traded for it. Regardless, Sor has exalted itself because of the abundance of merchandise. And so not only the merchandise from these merchant posts, but they also benefited off of slavery. So they bought people at some of these merchant posts. And so thou hast filled nations out of thine abundance. You've trafficked all of these goods that you've gotten from these other places, the other nations, and you've trafficked humans and other materialistic things to other nations because of the abundance of what you've gotten. And out of thy mixed merchandise thou hast enriched all the kings of the earth. Now art thou broken in the sea, thy traders are in the deep waters, or in the deep water, and all thy company in the midst of thee, all thy rowers have fallen. So I'm sinking your ships. I'm sinking all of that. Shalom to you always, Jason Camper. Always good to see you. Ronald Hosey, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Mashpaka. You in the right place, Ak. So the Most High is not playing with these other nations that have exalted themselves over us. Because once again, it's bad enough that he's had to punish us for trying to be like them. And he told us that for not keeping his ways and trying to keep the ways of the other nations, that was going to be a stumbling block for us. It was going to be a snare for us. So once it became a snare and a stumbling block for us, and it took us off our square, how we supposed to be, now these other nations exalt themselves over us. And I was like, nah, I ain't playing that. You're not going to exalt yourselves over my children for trying to be like you. And now that I have to punish them for trying to be like you, you exalt yourself. No, that's not how it works. See, no. Because I'm not even for you. And I know I repeated myself in saying that, but I just have to make sure that is very, very clear. So one of the things, and the reason why I say that, I remind to those that either don't remember or that didn't see the teaching where I explained something to the young Ak from the Apple store, right? From the iPhone store or whatever. And he recognized that Yachazaqa'al and I are Israelites. Because he asked, are you Israelite? And I'm like, yeah, so is you and her and him and all of that. He was saying that he was just learning. He was just coming into the understanding of Israelites and things. And he asked me the question, so he's like, I know history is important and all of that, but what does the history have to do with us being Israelites today? What does any of that have to do with anything? So I showed him some of these scriptures from Ezekiel, and I said to him, I said, the point is this: my job, or our job as Israelites, is, as we've woken up into the land of our captivity, now it's my job to show you who you are from the scriptures. So if I can't show you who you are from the scriptures, you're going to continue to think that this book is a white man's book. You're not going to see yourself. But if I can show you yourself in these scriptures, show you us in these scriptures, then it becomes more real. Then the word is jumping off the page to you. Now it becomes more relevant to you. And that's the point of the scriptures. This is our history book. It's our rule book and history book. It's like multiple things. It's a science book, but everything that has to do with it has to do with us coming back to our proper office for obedience unto the Most High, for the renewing of our mind, for our salvation. This is the good news, because we've been downtrodden for trying to be like everybody else when we were supposed to be the way that Yah told us to be, by keeping his ways. And so when we didn't keep his ways, we fell way off. So the good news is, if you come back to Yah, you will find salvation. If you come back to Yahuwah, you will find salvation. If you keep his ways, you will find salvation. That is the good news. That is the Besorah. That is the fulfillment of the Old Testament. Because the Old Testament is all about keeping his ways. And it's all also about how we fell off and prophesying and testifying against us for not keeping his ways. So the real New Testament should be about us keeping his ways and fulfilling the Old Testament. Because they told you in the Eurocentric church that the New Testament is the fulfillment of the Old Testament, when no, it's not. Anyway, let's keep it moving, because I don't want to get on a tangent, which I pretty much already did. So let's just go ahead and get to chapter 29, because you already know how we do. We're going to go ahead and grab something from chapter 28 and flow into chapter 29, so that way it flows seamlessly. But let's do it in the right way, right? I guess we'll go from here, verse 11. I know it's pretty long, from 11 to, actually it's really not that long, because chapter 29 starts right here. So 11 to 20, right? So, and the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation for the prince of Tyre. He's like, say to them, thus saith Yahuwah, Elohim, thou art a seal of resemblance, a crown of beauty. Thou wast in the delight of the paradise of Elohim. I mean, you had it all. You really did. You look good. With all that you got, all your riches and abundance, you look good. You know what I'm saying? Thou art a seal of resemblance and crown of beauty. Thou wast in the delight of the paradise of Elohim. Thou hast bound upon thee every precious stone, the sardis, the topaz, the emerald and carbuncle, the sapphire, jasper, silver, gold, the ligure, the agate, the amethyst, the chrysolite, the beryl and onyx. Notice how all those are every stone that's in the ephod. And thou hast filled thy treasures and thy stores in thee with gold. Once again, you're looking good. You look good from the outside. You look real good from the outside. From the day that thou wast created, thou wast with the cherub. Who is that? Now, this is where we got to pay attention, family. Because some of us don't know that Hashatan was a cherub. He was close to Abba Yahuwah. He was so close. So close. So close, in fact, once again, to remind y'all that he showed Hashatan the Messiah. He showed him Messiah. And Hashatan denied that vision. And from that point on, he got cast out. He was cast out and then promoted, given lying visions. So, verse 14, from the day that thou wast created, thou wast with the cherub. I set thee on the holy mount of Elohim. Thou wast in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou wast faultless in thy days, from the day that thou wast created until iniquity was found in thee. Just the same as Hashatan. He was perfect and beautiful and faultless until iniquity was found in him. And once iniquity was found in him, Abba Yahuwah knew it wasn't going to stop. It was going to get worse. And that's why he had to go. You got to go. You can't stay up here. You can't stay in my presence, not with that iniquity on you. You best repent and turn from that foolishness. And he wouldn't. Therefore, he got to go. Of the abundance of thy merchandise, thou hast filled thy storehouses with iniquity. Once again, of the abundance of thy merchandise, thou hast filled thy storehouses with iniquity and hast sinned. Therefore, thou hast been cast down, wounded from the mount of Elohim. And the cherub has brought thee out of the midst of the stones of fire, because you want to be just like Hashatan. You fashion your kingdom after Hashatan. This is why I got to cast you out. I got to cast you down. Because you got lying visions all riddled all through you. That's why you look good from the outside, but inwardly you are disgusting. And I got to cast you down. Thy heart has been lifted up because of thy beauty. Thy knowledge has been corrupted with thy beauty. Because of the multitude of thy sins, I have cast thee to the ground. I have caused thee to be put, oh my goodness, put to open shame before kings. Because of the multitude of thy sins and the iniquities of thy merchandise, I have profaned thy sacrifice things, or thy sacred things, my misalaki. And I will bring fire out of the midst of thee. This shall devour thee, and I will make thee to be ashes upon thy land before all that see thee, and all that know thee among the nations shall groan over thee. Thou art gone to destruction, and thou shalt not exist anymore. And the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Sidon, and prophesy against it, and say, oh my goodness. Wow. Guess we have some more to go. So for those of y'all that are not keeping up, this is just sore. Or in Joel 3, it says, what have you to do with me, O Sidon and Tyre? But there are other scriptures that have to do with to soar. And so then he's going to go into, he's saying that these nations, and you have to remember, the Most High gives, he makes examples, similitudes. So that way, when you see that everything that he's talking about with soar over here, right? Everything that it has done, it has fashioned its kingdom after the ways of Hashatan. So when you see that, clearly see that, when you see anything like that, anything else, anybody else, it don't matter if their bloodline says Israel. Because the Most High has told us, even through the prophets, that there are wicked men amongst Yachazaqa'al that bends their knee to Baal. And so, remember it like this. There was a post that I just got done sharing recently that I found off of Instagram that, oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the channel, but it was talking about the Black Boule. And this is the same thing. Same as what you've seen in Maccabees. Those that have sold out to the slave master, and now they work for the slave master to keep the rest of the slaves blind. They make the other slaves feel as though if they do as the Black Boule does, they're going to be well off. Because the Black Boule has set themselves up as our leaders. Case in point, the NAACP. Those that so-called music moguls, athletes that don't contribute back to the hood. A lot of people don't know that it's in their contract. When they do endorsements, there's a whole lot of athletes that are making all this money, but it's in their contract that they cannot build up their old neighborhood. They can't contribute to Negroes. I'm not saying all of them. So don't quote me saying that all athletes can't support their own people. And it's not all of them. But there's a lot of them that their contracts, they cannot support their own. They cannot really rebuild the waste places because that money, all the multi-millions that they're making, it really would even the playing field. They don't want that. So, Sor over here, they fashioned their kingdom after Hashatan, just like the Black Boule is fashioning themselves after their slave master, which is no better than Hashatan. And so all these punishments are coming to them because you are no better than Hashatan. So he says, and the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, behold, I am against thee, O Sidon, and I will be glorified in thee. And thou shalt know that I am Yahuwah, when I have wrought judgment in thee, and I will be sanctified in thee. Blood and death shall be in thy streets, and men wounded with swords shall fall in thee, and on every side of thee, and they shall know that I am Yahuwah. And there shall no more be in the house of Yachazaqa'al a thorn of bitterness, and a pricking briar proceeding from them that are round about them, who dishonored them. And they shall know that I am Yahuwah. Whoa, hold on. This right here, this Sidon, right? A lot of folks don't, I know I wouldn't have caught it unless Abba didn't tell me. Now, this Sidon, I feel like I want to do some more research on this, just to be like, okay, Abba surely did tell me, he surely did show me. But this Sidon right here is really starting to make me feel some kind of way about these these seed of Japheth, the lineage of Ashkenaz, the grandson of Japheth, because they say they are Yehudi, but they are not, but they do lie. And since the Most High prophesied through Noah, saying that Japheth shall sleep in the tents of Shem, so there is a bitterness. So right here, and there shall be no more in the house of Yachazaqa'al a thorn of bitterness and a pricking briar proceeding from them that are round about them who dishonored them, meaning they stole something that don't belong to them and they perpetrating the fraud. You're going to know who Yahuwah is because you've stolen what rightfully belongs to his people. And you want to act like you his people when you really not. So now there's a bitterness. And they shall know that I am Yahuwah. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, I will also gather Yachazaqa'al from the nations among whom they have been scattered, and I will be sanctified among them. And before the peoples and nations, and they shall dwell upon their land, which I gave to my servant Yahweh. Yeah, they shall dwell upon it safely, and they shall build houses and plant vineyards and dwell securely when I shall execute judgment on all that have dishonored them. See, this here goes to remind us that every nation and every time we went into captivity, the Most High brings us out in such a way. And there has been a few other examples that you can go back in the Judges where this may not exactly apply, but in the vast majority of our captivities, the Most High wakes us up in every land of our captivity, and we come back to him and we start keeping his ways. And then we are sanctified in him, or he is sanctified in us, because then you can truly see Yahuwah in us as his people. And then it takes a certain amount of time, and then we've backslid and go right back into another captivity. But the Most High is showing that this is going to be a sign, saying that after he scattered us into every nation in which he shall scatter us, he shall bring us back. See what I'm saying? He's going to bring us back to the land in which he promised our fathers. Yeah, they shall dwell upon it safely, and they shall build houses and plant vineyards and dwell securely when I shall execute judgment on all that have dishonored them. Also meaning that part of our punishment was to be in subjection to the nations in which we've been sold captive to. And their salvation truly depends on how they treat us. And they don't even realize it. That's how wicked they are. They don't truly realize that their salvation truly depends on how they treat us as a nation. So, and he's saying it right there, those that have dishonored them, he's going to execute judgment on, even on those that are round about them. And they shall know that I am Yahuwah, their Elohim, and the Elohim of their fathers. I'm not all y'all's Elohim. I am their Elohim and the Elohim of their fathers. So now, chapter 29. I know that was a long recap. We're jumping into 29. In the 12th year, in the 10th month of the first day of the month, the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and prophesy against him and against the whole of Egypt, and say, Thus saith Yahuwah, Behold, I am against Pharaoh, the great dragon that lies in the midst of his rivers, that says, the rivers are mine and I made them. And I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of thy river to stick to the sides, and I will bring thee up out of the midst of thy river, and I will quickly cast down thee and all the fish of thy river. Thou shalt fall on the face of the plain, and shalt by no means be gathered, and shalt not be brought together. I have given thee for food to the wild beasts of the earth, and to the fowls of the sky. And all the dwellers in Egypt shall know that I am Yahuwah, because thou hast been a staff of reed to the house of Yachazaqa'al. What does that mean? Notice how even to this day, even back in the 80s, and it's been this way ever since we left Egypt, our people have been so infatuated with going back to Egypt. And ever since we've been in this land of captivity, we've been thinking that we Egyptians, we got to go back to Kemet. We got to go back to Egyptology. All that foolishness. And the Most High says that right here, because thou hast been a staff of reed to the house of Yachazaqa'al. My people keep thinking that you are a staff to hold, a walking stick for them, a way to go back to. No, you are not. You have committed such an atrocity upon the minds of my people for so many generations that I truly have to punish and destroy you, or lay waste to you, because of the effects of your so-called teachings and your ways that have corrupted my people to think that you are a place of sanction for them, or a place of I shouldn't say sanction, a place of sanctuary. That's what I should have said. Misulaki. So when they took hold of thee with their hand, thou didst break. Meaning that when they tried to go back to you, there was no security in going back to you. That staff broke. And then I had to break them from thinking that you're a safe place for them. And when every hand was clapped against them, and when they leaned on thee, thou wast utterly broken and didst crush the loins of them all. So this was even back in Jeremiah. Jeremiah told them, the word from the Most High said, don't go to Egypt. Don't go to Egypt. Don't go back to Egypt. Because if you try going back there, there's going to be punishment for you. And the people said, well, nigga, we going. We going to Egypt. We know Egypt. We can be good in Egypt. And Jeremiah said, nigga, no, you can't. You have no sanctuary in Egypt. Matter of fact, put a sign, put a rock right there at the doorstep of Pharaoh and watch what I do to his throne, because you think you're in a safe place. Just because you want to try to lean on going back to Egypt, put a rock in front of Pharaoh's doorstep and watch what I do. And all y'all niggas that trusted in going back there, watch what I do to you. I told you don't go there. And see, this is a repeated thing, though. And see, so once again, I say to y'all, the job of those of us that say that we're teaching this word, we have to be able to show our people who they are in these scriptures. Some of our people truly do need milk. And some of our people truly do need just the basics. And I'm not against that. I'm not against that in any way, shape, or form. You know, some people ain't ready to know the full-on truth of things. I'm grateful that Abba has brought me to where I'm at. Shoot, the vast majority of y'all that are right here with me have been with me since day one. since the first time we went live from the book of Jasher. And I told y'all way back then that I had not read that book. I read a certain amount of that book. I told you, because Sister Sharita and Hario was the ones that was like, bro, you got to read this live. You can really, really read. And I had no idea that Abba was preparing me for where we're at right now. RedLetter Wrapped was only supposed to be a radio station, a one-stop place to find music. And then all the music that was in the playlist section and all of that stuff. And after we got to a certain level of reading and all these books that we've been through, then all of a sudden YouTube changed its policies, and the whole everything, all the music that used to be there, that y'all used to be able to see in my playlist, all the gathered up artists and all their albums, all of that got taken from y'all. So now all y'all truly really got are the created playlists of music that I share the music at the Bible study. And if I share the music at the Bible study, you can find it in those created playlists. It'll either be in the Hebrew hard music playlist, it'll be in the Hebrew R&B, or the righteous reggae, or the lost or hidden letters, the hidden artists. It's going to, or the praise and worship, or the spoken word. It's going to be in those created playlists now. But as far as finding and all the full-on albums, now you have to go through those created playlists, click on that artist, go to their page, and then find their music, which is beautiful. That's still fine. But I'm saying the transformation that Abba has done with this channel. When I thought I was just going to supply y'all with music, Abba has really made me take this so serious. He revealed to me the corruption of my bloodline, which is the Levitical priesthood. And I was telling Brother Alan Holmes at Seventh-day Harvest earlier on, because he was talking about the conviction in which I teach with. And it's because Abba has revealed the corruption of my bloodline that forsook the office in which they had of the Levitical priesthood, and they corrupted it. They took it for granted. And they were supposed to be responsible for giving the true ways of the Most High. They were supposed to be the law holders of all that is the true doctrine of the Most High. So all people of Yachazaqa'al, so that Yachazaqa'al could then walk it out, live it out, and be a light unto all nations. But once again, my ancestors of the Levitical priesthood corrupted it. They were bought and sold. They changed Torah. So I have a conviction upon me to make right what was made wrong. That's why I teach the way that I do. That's why I yell the way that I do. That's why I talk with such conviction the way that I do, because Abba has revealed these things to me through all these books that we've been reading. So this is the same thing. Verse 7, when they took hold of thee with their hand, thou didst break. When we allowed these other nations, especially Egypt, to become somewhere we can find sanctuary in, the Most High said, nah, nigga. No, you ain't finding no sanctuary there, because I gave you a way. I gave you the way. I gave you the doctrine. I gave you the way to live. I gave you a standard, and y'all niggas want to disrespect the standard I gave you. I gave you love. I gave you abundance. I gave you purity. I gave you something that was so beautiful. I don't see why y'all niggas didn't appreciate it. And he even said it way back in some of these other verses back here. He said, and even in Jeremiah, he says, what have I done to you? What have I done to your fathers that was so wrong that y'all would turn from me? See, this is the thing I'm talking about. This is what the scriptures are showing us, and this is what I'm talking about when I talk the way that I do. He said, so verse 8, therefore thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will bring a sword upon thee and will cut off thee man and beast. He's saying this to Egypt, I'm going to cut off man and beast from you. And the land of Egypt shall be ruined and desert. And they shall know that I am Yahuwah, because thou sayest the rivers are mine and I made them. How dare you? How dare you take credit for what I put my finger into this earth and etched out every river, every stream, every place that water flows. My hand carved all of that. And you going to try to say that you did it? Psh, let me show you something. Therefore, behold, I am against thee and against all thy rivers, and I will give up the land of Egypt to desolation and the sword and destruction from Magdal and Syene, even to the borders of the Ethiopians. No foot of man shall pass through it, and no foot of beast shall pass through it. And it shall not be inhabited for 40 years. And I will cause her land to be utterly destroyed in the midst of the land. Oh, in the midst of the land that is desolate. And her cities shall be desolate 40 years in the midst of the cities that are desolate. And I will disperse Egypt among the nations and will utterly scatter them into the countries. So first, I'm going to do it to my people because that's what I told them I was going to do to them. But I'm going to destroy your place and make it desolate for 40 years. And then I'm going to disperse y'all Egyptians into the midst of all the nations. See, here's another little something that I don't know if people caught on to about the name of Abraham. So there's a reason why, once again, the Most High had called Japheth and his descendants heathens. And I showed y'all in the first book of Aki how that means to enlarge hell. Right? Something not right with Japheth. But he never calls the descendants of Shem nor the descendants of Ham Gentiles or heathens. And so the grandfather or great-grandfather of Abraham was Eber, Abar. Abar, or Ibar, the Hebrew, or the Ibri. Abraham, his name was Abarim, after Eber. And then when the Most High gave him the breath of life, he combined the Hebrew with Ham, Abar Ham, the combination of two nations. So his first wife was Sarah, who was a Hebrew. She still came from the bloodline of Shem. And then when he ended up taking it upon him, or his wife gave to him, Hagar. Hagar was an Egyptian, meaning she was a Hamite. And then Keturah, she was a Midianite. So she was also a Hamite. So this is the joining of those two bloodlines, the Shemitic bloodline and the Hamitic bloodline came together by way of Abraham. So there's only I'm not even going to say that. Let me stop. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Abba. Because he shut my mouth right there. He's like, don't you dare. And I'm like, okay. Because I about messed up and said something like there's only so much he was going to do. And I'm like, oh, no. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not even gonna. I ain't gonna promote that. Anyway, verse 13. Thus saith Yahuwah, after 40 years I will gather the Egyptians from the nations, right? Among whom they have been scattered, and I will turn the captivity of the Egyptians, and I will cause them to dwell in the land of Pethor, in the land whence they were taken. And it shall be a base kingdom beyond all other kingdoms. It shall not any more be exalted over the nations, and I will make them few in number, that they may not be great among the nations, and they shall no more be to the house of Yachazaqa'al a confidence bringing iniquity to remembrance when they follow after them, and they shall know that I am Yahuwah. Because I will make sure that my people no longer trust in the thought of ever thinking that you're a safe place ever again. You're not going to bring confidence to my people that they can rely on Egyptology or going back to Egypt for any kind of sanctuary. That's how bad I'm going to punish you. I'm going to make you so few in number that it's like, no. Even my people are going to recognize, no, not a good look, bro. No, I'm cool. There was a time, you know what I'm saying, that, I thought it was, but no, I know better now. No, I'm cool. And it came to pass in the 27th year, on the first day of the first month, the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, caused his army to serve a great service against Tyre. Every head was bald, and every shoulder peeled, yet there was no reward to him or to his army serving against Tyre, nor for the service wherewith they served against it. Daggone, that's brutal. They shaved everybody's heads, and they marked them by peeling, cutting, and basically scalping their shoulder. Every head was bald and every shoulder peeled, yet there was no reward to him or to his army serving against Tyre. Like there was no benefit of taking these people hostage and as slaves. Thus saith Yahuwah, Elohim, behold, I will give to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, on the land of Egypt, and he shall take the plunder thereof, and seize the spoils thereof, and it shall be a reward for his army. He may not have found no reward with taking Tyre, the inhabitants of Tyre, but I'm gonna allow him to find a reward in taking Egypt. All right, so Ivri, right? It says break down each letter according to the Paleo Hebrew, and you'll see something even deeper. Oh yeah. I'll have to do that another time, but I will take that advice, and most high willing, next week, most high willing, next week I will take that advice. And I will try to not only do Ibri or Ibari, but also Abaraham. I appreciate that. I received that. That'd be a good teaching moment right there. That'd be a really good teaching moment. So, once again, he said, I didn't allow him to find any real good reward in doing what he did to the inhabitants of Tyre, but I'm going to allow him to find reward for what he's going to do to Egypt, and seize the spoils thereof, and it shall be a reward for his army in return for his service wherewith he hath served against Tyre. I have given him the land of Egypt, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim. And that day shall a horn spring forth from all the house of Yasharal. And I will give thee an open mouth in the midst of them, and they shall know that I am Yahuwah. So this horn that springs forth, I believe, that's going to be a family, a name, a lineage that's going to spring forth. So that way, that's going to be something. That's going to be something to get into right there. So I know Isaiah says that a rod shall spring forth from the loins of Jesse. You know what I'm saying? Talking about David and then the lineage all the way down, and then we get Hamashiach. You know, I can't guarantee that this is the same thing, but it's leaning that way. I'll keep it all normal with y'all, family. If there's something that the Most High is telling me and assuring it to me, I'll stand on it. But if I'm not getting a full-on confirmation that that's exactly what the Most High is saying, I'm going to just keep it real and say I truly don't know. It's kind of leaning that way. I ain't got nothing to lie to y'all about on that. So we see that the Most High is not playing with these other nations, because he surely has showed us that he's not playing with us. He has showed us multiple times over he is not playing with us. He has given us some heavy backhanded compliments and some heavy backhanded punishments as well, making sure that we know how bad we disrespected him. In one of the verses way back up, he said that, for everything that we've done, our father might as well have been an Amorite and our mother a Hittite. Like, that's dang, bro. I see you just put something else up on there, sis. She said, numbers as well have even deeper messages that the Most High Yahuwah created, an even deeper meaning when broken down from Paleo Hebrew. Yes, absolutely. I haven't got that far yet. I know that there are others like the Yachazaqa'al, and there's I would have to definitely suggest that there's another decent amount of people that's been a part of their assignment to basically get better with the language and the numbers, to be able to go through the scriptures and to find the hidden codes through the scriptures based on the letters and the numbers. So I haven't got that far yet. And one thing I will definitely always say to y'all, family, is that we all have our own assignment. And so it's an honor and a pleasure to really hear when someone gives something that surely comes from the Most High, wisdom that comes from him. Just because it wasn't given to me does not mean it wasn't given to that person, right? So I can't be upset with the next person's assignment just because it wasn't my assignment. That's foolishness. So I appreciate another person's assignment. And so when you bring something like this, hey, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I just have not got there yet. You know what I'm saying? That the Most High has not assigned me to do so. But I would love to hear and see someone else break that down. That'd be beautiful. You know what I mean? So all praises to the Most High. Kul Yada Yahuwah Saba. So chapter 30, right? Now, let's get on into this. And the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahuwah, woe, worth the day. For the day of Yahuwah is nigh, a day of cloud. It shall be the end of the nations. And a sword shall come upon the Egyptians, and there shall be tumult in Ethiopia. And in Egypt, Men shall fall down slain together, and her foundation shall fall. Persians and Cretans and Lydians and Libyans and all the mixed multitude, and they of the children of my covenant. Let's get in this. Hold on, I want to half and half this right here. He says, now I'm up here at the top on the page we was just trying to leave from. I'm trying to tie this in together. And the Libyans and all the mixed multitude, and they of the children of my covenant shall fall by the sword therein. Doesn't sound like there's mercy for anybody. There's no mercy for nobody. If you're not doing as the Most High commanded to do, if you ain't with him, you against him. And it don't matter what your bloodline is. That's facts. It don't matter what your bloodline is. If you ain't with him, you against him. And I would hate to be on that other side. So, and the supports of Egypt shall fall, and the pride of her strength shall come down from Magdal to Cyan. They shall fall by the sword in it, saith Yahuwah. And it shall be made desolate in the midst of desolate countries. Ooh, desolate of desolate. And their cities shall be desolate in the midst of the desolate cities. And they shall know that I am Yahuwah when I shall send fire upon Egypt, when all that help her shall be broken. In that day shall messengers go forth hasting to destroy Ethiopia utterly. And there shall be tumult among them in the day of Egypt. For behold, it comes. It comes. Watch out for it here. It's coming. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, I will also destroy the multitude of the Egyptians by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. His hand and his peoples, they are plagues sent forth from the nations to destroy the land. And they all shall unsheath their swords against Egypt, and the land shall be filled with slain. And I will make their rivers desolate, and I will destroy the land in the fullness of it by the hands of strangers. Do y'all remember when that was? And I will make their rivers desolate, and I will destroy the land in the fullness of it by the hands of strangers. I, Yahuwah, have spoken. See, some of this has been fully fulfilled, and not all of it has been directly fulfilled. So when Alexander, so-called the Great, came through and, Trojan horsed his way on into Pharaoh's house because of their likenesses of paganism, and then, set themselves up as being buddy-buddy, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's like betrayal. Full-on betrayal. That's at the hands of the strangers. But some of these things have not fully been fulfilled. But this right here, verse 10 through 11 here, is saying it again on another level of him making sure that Nebuchadnezzar finds reward in plundering Egypt, sieging Egypt. And so some of the stranger, as a matter of fact, thank you, Abba, for the correction on that, because we know that Nebuchadnezzar, some of us know that Nebuchadnezzar, that when he came from the first Babylon, not Babel, the kingdom of Nimrod, there are receipts that show Nimrod taking and dispersing sons of King David into Spain and Portugal. So that would very, very likely suggest that Nebuchadnezzar was a European king. And so this is one of the things that have been hidden from us, historically. But they don't want you putting 2 and 2 together on that, because if you put 2 and 2 together, that Nebuchadnezzar took sons of King David into Spain and Portugal, and then later on, those same sons of King David from Spain and Portugal got dispersed back into Africa, then that surely shows and proves the ties between Babylon and the rest of Europe and all the other nations in the statue from Daniel, and then that just solidifies who we are. So that's why that information's been tucked away. So anyway, verse 13, for thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, I will also destroy the nobles from Memphis and the princes of Memphis out of the land of Egypt, and they shall be no more. And I will destroy the land of Pathor, and will send fire upon Tanis, and will execute vengeance on Diospolis. And I will pour out my wrath upon Sais, the strength of Egypt. And I will destroy the multitude of Memphis, and will send fire upon Egypt. And Syene shall be sorely troubled, and Syene shall be sorely troubled, and there shall be a breaking in Diospolis, and waters shall be poured out. The youths of Heliopolis and Bubastum, sheesh, shall fall by the sword, and the woman or the women shall go into captivity. These names, I'm telling you what, this is some good historical references right here to look into. Heliopolis, Bubastum. I've never heard that word Bubastum. I've never heard that. This is my first time catching that one. But Heliopolis, that's definitely a Greekified name for something, for someplace, because Helio is the one of the Greek gods of the sun. Just like Bible comes from Biblios, which is tied to Helio. Just some, food for thought. But the Most High is saying he's going to bring this destruction in all these different areas of Egypt. That waters are going to be poured out, and the women are going to be taken captive. And the day shall be darkened in Tophne, when I have broken there the scepters of Egypt, and the pride of her strength shall perish there, and a cloud shall cover her, and her daughters shall be taken prisoners. And I will execute judgment on Egypt, and they shall know that I am Yahuwah. So we're definitely seeing in this chapter where we truly need to pass this word on to our people. We really got to pass this word on to our people. See, this is one of the things that, have definitely, I believe, have definitely been kept out of the church and definitely kept out of some of the other books, is us relying on Egypt. So think about it, family. Why would your Eurocentric church, if those of y'all that may be tied to one or used to be tied to one, why would a Eurocentric church tell you or go through these scriptures from Jeremiah and show you the resemblance of people constantly leaning on Egypt as a place of sanctuary and a place of confidence, when those people that say they are Yehudi never do that? They never have done that. They don't fulfill any of that description. But you can look at us even as recently as the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and even to this day in the 2020s, our people are still trying to go back to Egyptology. So who fits the description for real, for real? We do. We're the only people that fit the description of trying to rely on Egyptology as a crutch to go back to. And the Most High is telling us in these scriptures right here, this is why it's so important for us to pay close attention to what we're seeing here and take this word to the highways and the byways and show our people these things. Show them themselves in the scripture where the Most High says, I'm going to punish my people for relying on Egypt. And I'm going to destroy Egypt for corrupting the thought of my people, trying to rely on you as a place of sanctuary and a crutch or a staff, a reed staff, as a way marker to go back to. No. The Most High is spoken on so many levels of why he's going to destroy Egypt for just because of our reliance on going back to Egypt. Just because of it. So we have to show this to our people. He's going to make sure the Egyptians know that he is Yahuwah for how he destroys them for our people trying to go back to them. And for the other things in which Pharaoh has said that the rivers is his and he created them. Yeah, right, bruh. Stop it. Verse 20, and it came to pass in the 11th year, in the first month, on the 7th day of the month, the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, I have broken the arms of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and behold, it has not been bound up to be healed, to have a plaster put on it, or to be strengthened to lay hold of the sword. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I am against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and I will break his strong and outstretched arms. I will smite down his sword out of his hand, and I will disperse the Egyptians among the nations, and I will utterly scatter them amongst the countries. So, wow. Let me see what you got here, sis. All right, Rachel S. says, Heliopolis, meaning city of the sun in Greek, refers to two distinct historical locations, a city in ancient Egypt and a city in ancient Lebanon, modern day Baalbek. Look at that, Baalbek. Some of y'all remember that Baal was the sun god that, had been worshipped for even way back in the Book of Kings. Those Baal prophets say they was worshiping the sun, thinking that fire was going to come down from the sun, and Elijah was like, maybe your God Baal, maybe he's taking a nap. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can't. Maybe he's on some adventure. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you might want to yell louder. Maybe he can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but those of y'all that also may remember, you may remember some of the historical research from Nimrod. Having a child with his own mother, Tammuz. That's the name of the child, was Tammuz. And some of the historical research that came up about when Nimrod was killed by Esau, or when Nimrod died, Semiramis promoted that his spirit It's now in the sky, and he is to be worshipped as Baal. That's where Baal worship came from, is worshiping Nimrod. So, Helios, once again, I can't stress this enough. From the time that Babel fell, new languages came onto the earth, 70 new languages, and all these different pagan religions go back to Babel. They just are the same pagan religions with a whole new name, because it's a whole new language. All right, so the city, also known as Bubastum or Bubastis, was a major center for the worship of the feline goddess Bastet, sometimes referred to as Ubasti or Bubasti. So, was a goddess of ancient Egyptian religion, particularly in Lower Egypt. The name Diospolis, city of Zeus, may have been bestowed earlier, possibly by Hadrian. At the point, most of its inhabitants were Christian. The earliest known bishop is, I want to say, Aetius. I could have really killed that name. I might have really slaughtered it, butchered it. And friend of Arius. It's referring to Palestine and the house of the sun worshippers. I can agree with that. You know, in a sense, you know, the sun worshippers, regardless, are going to go back to worshiping Baal. And so, in multiple different cultures that are all pagan religions, the name of Baal has just been changed through language. You know, so I'm definitely with you on that as far as that goes. But the Most High is pulling out all the stops and making sure that we recognize that, yeah, it's not a smart play to ever go back to thinking that Egypt is anywhere of a sanctuary teaching or their ways or their doctrine. None of that is safe. None of it's safe. There's no safe haven in anything Egyptian. So, verse 24, and I will strengthen the arms of the king of Babylon and put my sword into his hand, and he shall bring it out, or bring it upon Egypt, and it shall take her plunder and seize her spoils. Yeah, I will strengthen the arms of the king of Babylon, and the arms of Pharaoh shall fail. They shall know that I am Yahuwah when I have put my sword into the hands of the king of Babylon, and he shall stretch it out over the land of Egypt. And I will disperse the Egyptians among the nations and utterly scatter them among the countries, and they all shall know that I am Yahuwah. So once again, every level of understanding, he's repeated himself multiple times over on this judgment and punishment to Egypt, because he started off by telling us that Nebuchadnezzar found no reward in Tsor or Tyre or Sidon. Now, let's go back up for context, because I don't want to keep saying names that ain't correct. Yeah, Tyre. Right here. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, caused his army to serve a great service against Tyre. Every head was bald and every shoulder peeled, yet there was no reward to him in his army serving against Tyre. So it was Tyre that he went to war against, And the Most High said there was no reward in that. But I'm going to make sure he finds reward in plundering Egypt. And on every step along the way, he has definitely said how he's going to destroy Egypt and use Nebuchadnezzar to do it. Let me see what you got here, sis. Yep. The same as the Pope worshipers, the Queen Mother of Heaven, and our people are still slumbering in ignorance. Facts. Facts. Yep. Okay. Sun worshipers. That's how Dan lost his blessing. Okay. I'm here. So, yeah, I think we definitely got the gist of chapter 29. A repeated every level of understanding how Abba is going to lay Egypt waste and disperse the inhabitants in the midst of other nations. So chapter 30. And it came to pass in the 11th year, in the 3rd month, on the 1st day of the month, the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, say to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his multitude, to whom hast thou compared thyself in thy haughtiness? Who are you supposed to be like? Say it to Pharaoh, who you think you is? That's what that means. Who you think you is? Who you comparing yourself to in your arrogance, in your haughtiness? Who you really think you is? Behold, the Assyrian was a cypress and Libanus, and was afar in shoots and high in stature. His top reached to the midst of the clouds. The water nourished him. The depth made him grow tall. She led her rivers round about his plants, and she sent forth her streams to all the trees of the field. Therefore was his stature exalted above all the trees of the field, and his branches spread far by the help of much water. All the birds of the sky made their nest in his boughs, and under his branches all the wild beasts of the field bred. The whole multitude of nations dwelt under his shadow, and he was fair in his height by reason of the multitude of his branches, for his roots were amidst much water. So those of y'all that ain't catching this, okay, the Most High is likening the king of Assyria to a tall tree in stature because the good use of water for vegetation. So there's so many, similarities to all these things. And I want to make sure that as we're reading this, we're truly understanding what we're reading. You know what I mean? Because it's the quality. I'm so grateful. I got to say this, babe. Thank you, baby. For saying it should be more about quality and not quantity. It's not how many chapters we read every time we go live. It's about the understanding from the chapters that we do read. Whether it be 1 or 2, maybe 3 chapters, whatever. It's the quality. It's the retention of the information. That's what means the most. It's the what you retain, what you have learned, so that way you can take it to the highways and the byways. You can take it wherever you go. You can explain it, right? So this is where the Most High is showing that right here, the water nourished him. The depth made him grow tall. She led her rivers round about his plant. and she sent forth her streams to all the trees of the field. Therefore was his stature exalted above all the trees of the field, and his branches spread far by the help of much water. All the birds of the sky made their nests in his bowels, and under his branches all the wild beasts of the field bred. The whole multitude of the nations dwelt under his shadow, and he was fair in his height by reason of the multitude of his branches, for his roots were amidst much water. So what you going to do with all that water? You're going to grow fruits, vegetables. You're going to have trees, fruit trees, vegetable trees. You're going to have vineyards. You're going to have even the livestock is going to be so happy because what they get to eat. The people are going to be happy because of the diverseness of what they get to eat. So we can't miss these messages that come up like this and just skip over them because they don't seem interesting. So when the Most High tells us what to eat, we got to be able to have scriptures to go back to. It's like, see, now, why would the Most High speak well of this person here that is not Yachazaqa'al and speak so well about this person because of the good use amidst water, the good use of the water? You feel me? So there's got to be something about this use of water and growing vegetation that just sticks right out like a big tree in the midst of a field. You feel me? So we got to pay attention. And such cypresses as this were in the paradise of Elohim. So such trees like this was in the garden. And there were no pines like his shoots. The paradise of Elohim was like him in his beauty, because of the multitude of his branches. And the trees of Elohim's paradise of delight envied him. Therefore thus saith Yahuwah, because thou art grown great, and hast set thy top in the midst of the clouds, and I saw when he was exalted, therefore I delivered him into the hands of the prince of the nations, and he wrought his destruction. Pay attention. See, this is haughtiness. This goes right back to the top. This is first he was talking to Pharaoh. Who you think you is? He said, prophesy to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to his multitude, to whom hast thou compared thyself in thy haughtiness? Who you think you is with all that pride you puffed up with, bruh? Who you think you is? And then he goes into talking about the king of Assyria in the well-to-do-ness of his kingdom, but pay very close attention, because here comes a backhanded compliment. And it's not really a backhanded compliment, it's a word of caution. Because when you have a blessing like that, you should be grateful and don't take it for granted. Right? Be grateful for the blessing of the Most High. Give honor where honor is due. Don't exalt yourself. So, because right here, verse 10, therefore thus saith Yahuwah, because thou art grown great, and hast set thy top in the midst of the clouds. This is where the exalting starts coming in. And I saw when he was exalted, therefore I delivered him into the hands of the prince of the nations. I saw the haughtiness coming. I saw it coming. So even this one that was well-to-do, hold on one second, family. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, I'm finally catching it because there's a delay. All right, I got it. Back to the scriptures. And so the Most High saw the haughtiness of the king of Assyria, starting to show up because of all that well-to-doness, because of the good use of water, and then being exalted. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, because thou art grown great and hast set thy top in the midst of the clouds, and I saw when he was exalted, therefore I delivered him into the hands of the prince of the nations. For he wrought his destruction. It's that haughtiness that brought himself his own destruction, just like the cherub that the sword wanted to be like. So all these other nations, their Elohim has been Hashatan. In every which culture you want to call it, that's why the scriptures tell us that the God of this world is Hashatan. And that's also why the Most High says, if you're a friend of this world, you have enmity with the Most High. You are an enemy to the Most High because you have started to love what Satan has provided you with. And it's not of the Most High, right? So here's once again the exaltedness. So when you see in Isaiah where the fall of Hashatan was like lightning, because you have said in your heart, I will set myself amongst the stars or above the stars, and I will set my throne up there, and I will be like the Most High. So when you see this scripture, therefore I delivered him into the hands of the prince of the nations, and he have wrought his destruction, because he's set himself up in the midst of the clouds, is being exalted, and ravaging strangers from the nations have destroyed him and have cast him down upon the mountains. His branches fell in all the valleys, and his boughs were broken in every field of the land. And all the people of the nations are gone down from their shelter and have laid him low. See, that right there goes to show that there was a lack of appreciation for what the Most High gave with this well-to-doness, with being well-watered. So there was something else going on in that area, in that kingdom. There was a worship that was not going to the Most High. It was going to a different false deity, or a false deity. And I say a different false deity, but it's going to a false deity. And so they were also practicing other things that were not of the Most High, nor of what he commanded. So the Most High gave him over to the prince of the nations to be made for destruction. Verse 13, all the birds of the sky have settled on his fallen trunk, and all the wild beasts of the field came upon his boughs, in order that none of the trees by the water should exalt themselves by reason of their size. Whereas they set their tops in the midst of the clouds, yet they continued not in their high state in their place. All that drank water, all all consigned to death, to the depth of the earth, in the midst of the children of men, with them that go down to the pit. So there is a shared punishment. So we have to pay very close attention to even people that look like us, have our same bloodline. It don't matter. He's making an example out of these other nations and showing us, because these other nations, they serve Hashatan. The Most High, just like, okay, for those of y'all that remember, Second Baruch, I want to say chapter 14, where the Most High tells Baruch to tell the lofty cities around them, when punishment starts coming upon them, and they're like, well, what is this punishment? What is this thing? And Baruch says, the Most High, this punishment has come upon you because you that have drunk the strained wine, the best wine, now you got to drink of its dregs. You got to drink the pulp. You got to drink of the things that's not so good, or not the strained fine wine. Now you get the lumps and the pits and everything else. Drink that. You get to drink from the bottom of the barrel and all of its dregs, because you have exalted yourself. By the end of it, he says, because the lofty one of heaven has no respect of persons, because on this account he punished his own, chastened his own as enemies, just because they sinned. He said, but you, I've always benefited you, and you have always been ungrateful for the benefits. So this is the same thing. See how it ties right on in? Now go ahead, if you want to, when you get done, go back to 2 Baruch chapter 14 and line it up with this right here. Ezekiel chapter 30, verse 13, talking about, or even straight from the top, chapter 30, straight from the top, going all the way through these nations that have exalted themselves because they have this well-to-doness. They got all the abundance. They got the beauty. They got the fruit trees. They got this, that, a third. They got cattle. They got all these things. They look good, but they're doing unrighteously with this creation. And then they start getting haughty. They start getting high-minded amongst themselves. Just as the king of Egypt had to get told, who you think you is with this haughtiness you got, bruh? Even Assyria, he was well-to-do off, you know what I'm saying? He started getting haughty. I had to bring him down low. I had to bring him down. Then these other nations round about him, they did the same thing. Right here, he says his branches fell down. His branches fell in all the valleys, and his boughs were broken in every field of the land, and all the people of the nations are gone down from their shelter and have laid him low. A matter of fact, it's right up here. And ravaging strangers from the nations have destroyed him and have cast him down upon the mountains. Back up here, a little bit further then. Because of the multitude of his branches and the trees of Elohim's paradise, and up higher, higher. So I know I saw it. Oh, probably because I'm highlighted on it. Sheesh, goodness. Misalaki family. All the birds of the sky have settled on his fallen trunk. And all the wild beasts of the field came upon his bowels, in order that none of the trees by the water should exalt themselves by reason of their size. So this is a warning. So I might have said that a little wrong. I'm glad to be corrected, absolutely. So the destruction and the other wild beasts that came upon that nation was basically a warning to the others round about, like, don't exalt yourselves, the same thing gonna happen to you. Whereas they set their top in the midst of the clouds, yet they continued not in their high state, in their place. All that drank water, all were consigned to death, to the depth of the earth, in the midst of the children of men, with them that go down to the pit. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, in the day wherein he went down to Hades, the deep mourned for him, and I stayed her floods and restrained her abundance of water. And the banner saddened for him. All the trees of the field fainted for him. At the sound of his fall, the nations quaked when I brought him down to Hades, with them that go down to the pit. And all the trees of delight comforted him in the heart of the choice plants of Libanus, all that drink water. For they went down to hell with him among the slain with the sword. And his seed, even they dwelt under his shadow, perished, or they that dwelt under his shadow perished in the midst of their life. To whom art thou compared? So, family, I understand that after reading all of that, it's easy to kind of get lost because we get caught up in, what happened to the king of Assyria and everything else. But we have to remember at the beginning of this chapter, he's talking to Pharaoh. So he gives all that explanation that happened to the king of Assyria and the other nations around, like, this was a warning to them. And, the fall of him. And then so he gets right here to verse 18, to whom art thou compared? He goes back to Pharaoh like, so who do you really think you are? Who you think you is, boy? To whom art thou compared? Descend, meaning sit down, and be thou debased with the trees of paradise to the depth of the earth. Thou shalt lie in the midst of the uncircumcised with them that are slain by the sword. Thus shall Pharaoh be in the multitude of his hosts, saith Yahuwah Elohim. So I'm gonna stop right there. So recap. Quick recap over what we just got done reading today. From verses or chapters, the recap from chapter 28, even into what we're supposed to be reading tonight. Chapters 29 to, what made the best sense. And right there is what made the best sense to stop at. So we're going to pick up, Most High willing. Let me go ahead and add a bookmark on in. And we're going to, let's see here, add bookmark. What's it doing, Poppy? All right, so All right. So, like I said, recap from 28 even into what we read tonight, which is 29 through 30. So, in chapter 28, we saw this exaltation of Thor. And the Most High said, because you've done this exaltation that you've done, all of the different trading posts that you've traded with, I'm going to turn them against you. All of the merchandise, your human trafficking, all the merchandise that you've gotten, even from my people. And you want to exalt yourself above my people? No, I'm not having it. I'm going to lay you waste. He even told us to take up a lamentation for them. Like, wow, like cry for them. And I think we need to understand why. The true reason why we should understand why we should cry for them is because what has been done will be done again. And know of a surety that every place that the Most High has had to punish or judge, we have tried to bend like them. So you see it in our people. You see it all the time, even to this day. To this day. You know what I'm saying? You see that our people have been exalting other nations in their ways, their habits, whether it be the food that they eat, the things that their attitude, the way that they treat others, or the things that they exalt, or the things that they worship, the things that they chase after. These are the hidden warnings that we're seeing and that we saw from chapter 28, chapter 29, chapter 30. And so we've been seeing this. And so we went from Tsor, then we went into Egypt. The Most High showed us that woe unto Egypt, because my people have constantly thought that it was been a wise thing to go back to you. You've corrupted my people so badly with the thought that it's okay to want to be like you, or to think that you're a safe place for them. No. See, I got to put an end to that. And I got to do it in such a manner that not only are you going to know that I'm Yahuwah when I do this to you, but my people are going to know that I am Yahuwah for doing it to you, to the point to where they're going to be like, you know what? You're not a safe place, bro. Like, yeah, no, not happening. And he's given this repeated anthem or theme throughout all of chapter 29 and chapter 30 about how bad he was going to punish Egypt for these things and all the ways that Egypt has exalted itself. So when we got to chapter 30, that the Most High had he said it twice. He said, who you think you is? And he gave multiple, examples of, the ways in which he's going to punish Egypt. And he repeated himself multiple times in talking about how Nebuchadnezzar was going to find a reward in laying siege to Egypt. And then he makes the association right here at the beginning of chapter 30, or 31, actually. No, this is chapter 30. No, it's chapter 31. I see this. That goes to show again some of the. We got to 31, so I gotta So I gotta change our bookmark. Rename it. Yep. So next week we're going to be on chapter 32. So we did read through 31 because one of the things that I don't know, that's me Salaki. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it. But anyway, all through we're seeing this punishment to Egypt and how Egypt has exalted itself on multiple levels. And then Abu Yahuwah is like, who you think you is, or your hardiness, like you really think you something. And then he had to tell him about the king of Assyria and what he had to do to that nation. And so multiple levels here, we have to remember to watch out for how people from other nations exalt themselves, and even how people of our own nation that are Israel, that ain't Israel, we have to watch them people, warn them. By all means, please warn them. Prophesy against them, or prophesy to them by showing them the scripture saying, look, I got to show this to you. I got to see this. I just got a whole vision of the orange man in his cabinet when you read that. I swore, oh man. All right, sis. Hello, Yah. Tawadah for an awesome read. All praises to the Most High. Let Yahuwah use you to wake up the slumbering. All praise be to the Most High, Yahuwah. Yakul Yadah Yahuwah Saba. All praises to the Most High. What are you doing, Poppy? You back here scratching at my chairs, or telling me I'm not paying no attention to you? I don't know if y'all can hear all that. You probably could. Them claws in that chair is not quiet. So we got to make sure that we show our people who they are in these scriptures. Oh, I still got the unleavened bread picture going on back here because it is still unleavened bread week for us. All right, so we finish off Sunday by sundown. And so, oh my goodness, this unleavened bread, oh my goodness, made me want to go grab some and show it to you right quick. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that. Family, goodness. All right, so family, look, I gotta show y'all this right here. Oh my goodness. Yahuwah have mercy, okay. All right, family. So we have unleavened bread right here. This right here is made with spelt flour that Yaz ordered. And inside of it, it has basil. It's got cilantro, parsley, and green onions. And then also we have some other seasonings in here. We have some organic Celtic salt in there, which is better than regular sea salt. Also got some other good seasons in there. It's got some rosemary. It's got some crushed red pepper. I mean, oh my goodness, it's so delicious. I'm telling you what, like, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to go ahead and to have this, and for Abba to break down this, to bring the bread from the Shamayim to us, family. So this is that good bread. You know what I'm saying? That you break it, You know what I'm saying? Take it with you, just like some of these episodes right here. Treat it like unleavened bread. You know what I'm saying? I give you a whole loaf. Take that loaf. Take a piece at a time. And roll with it, family. So, all praise to the Most High for that deliciousness right here. So I just had to do that. All right. So says the Most High is tearing down spiritual Egypt and Sodom right now. It sure is. Says cat. I got a little kitten running around on my porch right now. I'm trying to understand the character so I can name it. I'm hip. So let me go ahead and pray us on out right quick. You already know I got some new music for y'all. Most High has blessed us with some new music. So just pray with us right quick. Abu Yahuwah, Most High Yah of Yasharal, Most High Yah of Baraham, of Yachazaqa'al and Yaqub, the one true Elohim of all creation, creator of all the heavens, the earth, and everything within. Yahuwah, Saba, Abu Yahuwah, we continually come humbly before your throne to give you all praise, honor, and glory, thanking you for this word that has gone forth tonight or this evening. We thank you, Abu Yahuwah, that you give us understanding, that you keep allowing us to break this word down so that way nobody gets lost. I pray that if anybody does get lost in this, I know I'm praying, but ask questions. Please, by all means, ask questions. If I'm going too fast, ask me to slow down. Abu Yahuwah, place it on their hearts and their minds to do these things because we want to make sure that people are being truly fed here. We want to make sure that there's no exaltation of understanding here. There's no pride here. This is a safe place to come and learn, Abu Yahuwah. It's not a problem to ever ask questions. So we can definitely do that. Abu Yahuwah, I thank you, and we all thank you. We want to praise you, Abu Yahuwah, for giving us the understanding of the scripture, something that we can take back to the highways and the byways and help warn our people from. Something that we can pay attention to these other nations that exalt themselves above us, especially in our downtrodden state. And you're building us up, Abu Yahuwah. You're waking us up all over the place. And I know that there's a remnant of us, of your children, Abu Yahuwah, that just can't wait to come home. We want to exalt you as much as we possibly can, Abu Yahuwah, but we need your help. We need you, Abu Yahuwah. So we praise you, Abu Yahuwah. Give us understanding that we can be obedient. Give us the understanding of what it is you expect of us, Abu Yahuwah. Show us how. Teach us, Abu Yahuwah. Every last one of us has an office in your body. We all have an assignment in your body, Abu Yahuwah. Someone else's assignment may not be my assignment, and my assignment may not be somebody else's. But you've given us all an assignment, Abu Yahuwah. We ask that you would reveal that assignment unto all of us individually, so that way we know our lane to be in, and we can operate in that. Remove any lying vision from our minds, from our hearts, from our ruach. Remove the lying vision of Hashatan, Semiyaza. Remove these lying visions from us, Abu Yahuwah. Bring us back into how you chose to create us, your designated purpose for us, your designated purpose, not the lying vision of the world. All these things we pray, Abu Yahuwah, in your mighty, righteous, and holy name, the name of Yahuwah, Saba, we pray, by way of your son, Yahushai HaMashakah, known as the Bar, Yeshaya, Yahuwah, the word of salvation from Yahuwah. So be it, and it is so. Kuliyada Yahuwah Saba. Let it be. Let it be so. Amen. All right, family. So One of the first songs I got for y'all this evening. Oh my goodness. I got some good new music for y'all as well. This song right here, I'm gonna play first. Oh my goodness. This is like my new theme song. I'm telling you what. This is my theme song. And the reason I say so is because remember that Hamashiach said that know of a surety that when the world hates you, know that it hated him first. So the more and more you try to be like him, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. And the world is going to hate you for it. The world is going to not like you. There are spirits that are inside of people that they're going to swear up and down you're exalting yourself, that you're just so full of yourself. When the Most High told you, he gave you this information. And like I said, I know that there are still plenty of us that truly just need milk. That they're not ready for deep understanding yet. I get it. But that's not who I am. I'm not a milkman. You feel me? Y'all know that, right? And I know that y'all do. Yeah. Get ready to get your Bantu breakdance on, family. Big facts. Abba strengthen, guide, protect, and provide us as we travel to our paths of assignments. So be it, it is done. Allah Yahuwah, or Allah Yah. But I'm not trying to exalt myself when I say this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm not a milkman. All right. So I truly, I don't know how to be a milkman because that's not my assignment. The Most High did not, put as many books in my possession to be a milkman. For me to stay learning and mastering milk. He has, Big Levi got some fire music out. I need to check him on out. I gotta test it. But family, this song right here that I'm about to play for y'all, get your Bantu breakdance song. All these tracks, get your Bantu breakdance song. I got some new, or actually it's not really new, it's new to me, but Kasadawar, oh my goodness. This Ecclesiastes 1:9, oh my goodness, this is my theme song right here. I got that brand new Yachazaqa'al bar for y'all, that red letters. I got some of that brand new Anaviel from his new project. I'm trying to remember the name of the whole project right now. Let me go ahead and try to pull it on up. But you'd have to just go to his page and you'll see it. I know you've been seeing, if y'all follow any truth music people or any people of the truth on Instagram, you follow Anaviel at all on Instagram, I know you know about the new project, right? So let me see here. Playlist. The name of the new album is called I Told Y'all. So I got some new music from that new album right there. I got a one song from the project Humble Chef with him and Roe the Chef. And I got a song from a hidden artist that not many of y'all know about. Some of y'all might know about him a little bit. You might have heard about him a little, but you truly didn't know who he was. And lo and behold, one of the songs that got popular all over the internet, it went viral. The song went viral, and it got I seen it on videos from over in Africa. This brother named Yashem, and he just so happens to attend Seventh Day Harvest, and his Isha attends there as well. So I got a song for y'all from him. Just look. I'm doing a U right now. I'm building it up and building it up. Got him on the edge of the seat. And ain't giving it to him yet. I'm doing a U right now. All right, so family, let's get it on in. Oh my goodness. Let's get it on in. First song is Kasadawar, Ecclesiastes 1:9. This is my theme song, family. Let's get it.
It's just different.
And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. Spirit on swole like an athlete. Last days and you fast asleep. Amalek still after me. Ain't nothing changed for a Maccabee. Our majesty lived a masterpiece. Baptized, Matthew 3. Ain't nothing changed, crucified worldwide while the whole world laughed at me. I could tell the way you looking at me, trying to get a stone past to me. Breaking bread while Judas at the table, Assassin's Creed. It don't really matter. The Most High got me, I'm a rider. Been a little while since your boy been sleep. Spirit on swole, faith don't flee. Must have seen. They on the look. Ain't nothing changed since the burning bush. I am still the same. Esau still mad, still insane. It's gonna be a long road in the wilderness. Ain't nothing changed. I just pray we ain't 40 years into it. Same old thing. All white when we pull up to the spot. Ain't nothing changed. Prophesying at the corner of your block. Ain't nothing changed. The Most High got a problem with your preachers. Ain't nothing changed. The Most High gon' lead us out of Egypt. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah. The Most High gave the law to Jacob. We all went through the water just to make it. This the last chance, so we gotta take it. Cause ain't nothing changed. Repent and be baptized. Still give it double honors to the elders. Still gotta feed the poor, ain't selfish. Still ain't eating pork or shellfish. Ain't nothing changed. We the temple of the Most High. You still feel that the word ain't the way. You still believe that we free when we slaves. You still stuck on trying to get paid. Cause ain't nothing changed. What you gonna do with money on Judgment Day? You still stuck in your ways. You barely getting by. You never once thought in your manner acts why. Ain't nothing changed. We still pray to the east. We still keep every feast. Passover, purge out the yeast. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah. We still believe in Yeshua, the Messiah. We still call on the highest. And the devil's still a liar, cause ain't nothing changed. All white when we pull up to the spot. Ain't nothing changed. Prophesying at the corner of your block. Ain't nothing changed. The Most High got a problem with your preachers. Ain't nothing changed. The Most High gon' lead us out of Egypt. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah. The thing that have been done is that what shall be. And that which is done is that what shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said? See, this is new. It have been already of old time, which was before us. The Most High led us out of Egypt, released us from the grasp of Pharaoh. It ain't no different in these present times. The Most High will deliver his people out of Egypt. Ain't nothing changed. We went through the water before. Ain't nothing changed. And we will go through the water again. Word. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed.
What's the right way to kill a beast? Sharing bloodshed just to eat. The truth you believe ain't complete. They're the thieves. Why you got a knife? What's the issue? How you take a life with the life that's within you? They And you claim you right and got Christ deep within you. What's the cost of a soul? Check the price that's within you, they're the thieves. Is there a right way to kill a beast? Justified imagery of blood on the streets. Only truth heals, I spill love on these beats, I'm balanced. I could probably run on the beach, that's talent. Back to the educated topic. Tell me how religious doctrine ever made a profit. Souls of the innocent creation get adopted. Slit the throats of the lambs. See, the nations gotta stop it. Pharisees renting out the temple. Slaughtering sheep while making it eventful. Flip the tables. No intentions of being gentle. That's crazy. I'm getting mental on instrumental. Just maybe. Y'all don't know what y'all be getting into. Sorta like when Esau sold his birthright for lentil. Unalive what? For the cause to make credentials? Thou shalt not kill is the law, let's make it simple. They're the thieves. What's the right way to kill a beast? Sharing bloodshed just to eat. The truth you believe ain't complete. They're the thieves. Why you got a knife? What's the issue? How you take a life with the life that's within you? And you claim you right and got Christ deep within you. What's the cost of a soul? Check the price that's within you. Whose side is true knowledge? Who you follow? When new doctrine is two options, what you follow? Who's imposter? Who's guiding the truth I know? Which gospel is then nonsense? Do you follow? We representing the largest. We have to carry our crosses. It's getting deep like massages. They try to trick us regardless. Don't underestimate artists. Poetically, this is arson. Controversy, I spark it. This conversation is awkward. Calculated and cautious. We bring it right to the wrongness. Bringing light to the darkness. We neutralizing the targets. Who killing hearts of the martyrs? Who killing truth for the falsers? Who killing prophets with prophets? Who killing animals often? Then the thieves, right? You know what I really mean, right? They act like they never seen light, but we about to make this thing right. Then the thieves. Why you got a knife? What's the issue? How you take a life with the life that's within you? And you claim you right and got Christ deep within you. Thou shalt not kill is the law, let's make it simple. They're the thieves. What's the right way to kill a beast? Sharing bloodshed just to eat. The truth you believe ain't complete. They're the thieves. Why you got a knife? What's the issue? How you take a life with the life that's within you? And you claim you right and got Christ deep within you. What's the cost of a soul? Check the price that's within you. They're the thieves. They're the thieves. They're the thieves.
We waited for this moment.
Almost 2,000 years later,
we here.
the world is waiting.
I don't think you're ready, y'all got no.
He's coming.
If you want a narrow path, go straight. Storing treasures in heaven like it's a bank.
In terms,
Red letters, we believe what they say.
yeah, we do. It's impossible to please him without faith.
Gosh. Yeah, bring the ephods out, get the shofars ready. No excuses, we gon' do it how the law said it. Praise to the Most High, give them all credit. Seals breaking, Messiah's coming, is y'all ready? Scriptures, songs, brothers with open books. Angels with us, it sounded like Michael wrote the hook. Undivided attention, we used to be overlooked. Used to rejection, you did it wrong if nobody hated. They ask, are we real brothers when we congregated? Blood couldn't make us any closer, though we not related. But hey, you never know, salute to the tribes of Jacob. And every soul is repenting, I pray you strive for greatness. This the season of pure worship, sincere prayers, keeping the feast, showing Abba, we still care. Loving your neighbor as yourself, that's real rare. Still marching to Zion and we gon' build there. Yeah, go straight. Storing treasures in heaven like it's a bank. Red letters, we believe what they say. It's impossible to please them without faith. If you want that narrow path, go straight. Storing treasures in heaven like it's a bank. Red letters, we believe what they say. It's impossible to please him without faith. Look, don't miss the message. Why he can be found, stay in the Father's presence. Fourth quarter, you got the ball in the final seconds. Where the whole armor, the righteous are battle tested. If you had to sin to get it, that is not a blessing. Know a lot of skeptics gon' deny this message. Heard a lot of lies, you got a lot of questions. Pray you understand soon, you know time is precious. Either Abraham bosom or in that fire sweating. Breathe in, breathe out, that's a real gift. Good health, you able body and you got children. How many barren wounds need healing? Put yourself in their shoes, how would you feel then? Abba gave his son, knowing we would still sin. Innocent but found guilty, that's a real friend. In 3 days he rebuilt that building. Last Trump, who gon' stand up? Soon they'll be here again. Yeah, so go straight. Storing treasures in heaven like it's a bank. Red letters, we believe what they say. It's impossible to please them without faith. Yeah, yeah. Signs of the times.
Look around.
Atomic
midnight. The world is on fire. There's no better time to decide. Go straight, storing treasures in heaven. This ain't a bank. Red letters, we believe what they say. Yeah, in times.
Neck, boy.
Oh no, oh no, no, no. 12 tries. Hello, how are you? Let me introduce you to a real true hero. House of the weed is seed, I'm so true. Royal bloodline, no cap yet, I stay humble. We gotta stay humble. Cause when it comes to my people, there is nobody equal. When we come through, we come through. We gon' show you how you're supposed to. New fit with a new shoe. My Isha looking good too. Keep the kids on point too. Fringes with a little blue. I hail from Yehuda. Yehuda, that be my tribe. Children of the Most High God. His commandments be my vibe. Let me tell you about the Most High. No one compares, he's the greatest of all time. Angel of days, yes, he transcends time. He's the best, no stress, he gon' save us in due time. All in due time. He made us his people, among all people. Our royal priesthood, peculiar Hebrews. All the hell we've been through. We survived, that's what we do. We gon' show you how you're supposed to. Finish with a little blue. I hail from Yehuda. Yehuda, that be my tribe. Children of the Most High God. His commandments be my vibe. My vibe, my vibe. My enemies are not my equal. We not the same. They serve the one who fell from glory. But my God reigns, and we still here to tell the story. I correct the lies. Open up your eyes. Renew your mind. When it comes to my people, there is nobody equal. When we come through, we come through. We gon' show you how you're supposed to. New fit with a new shoe. And my wife, you looking good too. Keep the kids on point too. Shalom to my Hebrews. I hail from Yehuda. Yehuda, that be my tribe. Children of the Most High God. His commandments be my vibe. I hail from Yehuda. Yehuda, that be my tribe. Children of the Most High God. His commandments be my vibe. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, royal bloodline.
When you're favored by God, you're also favored by the devil. He's coming for you too. So you just gotta be strong and stay on the right side. It's whose side you gonna stay with. You stay with who brought you here.
The world slowly ending, devil steady tempting. We spreading repentance from the suburb to the trenches, yo Chapt. You remember when I told you this the mission, and it ain't about the money, it's bigger than earning riches, no industry help. But we still do this in major ways, bottom of the game, cause the top dark like table fades. Abba made a way. Right after I made a page, people be amazed. With my heart display the rage. See my tongue like laser rays. I be aiming at Satan's snakes. I spit razor blades, bringing scriptures right to their face. Please make no mistake. When you humble, it make you great. Evil trying to hate, they want me gone, I'll make them wait. God told me to speak. See, this music is my escape. People need this now, so I felt like it shouldn't wait. Repent and be saved. Believe in Christ, He is the way. We spreading these vibrations, they feel it like 808. Boom.
Last days, tell me what you gon' do. It feels so good knowing we ain't God's crew. We go so hard, doing what we must do. And He for us, so we know we can't lose. Last days, tell me what you gon' do. It feels so good knowing we ain't God's crew. We go so hard, doing what we must do. And He for us, so we know we can't lose.
Your brain on the top was sharp like leprechauns, while I smash Europeans, the leaders of Babylon. Don't take a genius to see what path I'm on. It's the rap phenomenon with the spirit of Farrakhan mixed with King David. You telling me those little black kids from them slave ships really the Lord's favorite? Scientific proof that the devil cannot debate with. The 12 tribes sacred, go find somebody to play with. Hosanna, Hosanna. The chef give them food that's comparable with manna to make them put off their Santa. And all the other guys, the synagogue of frauds, should give us all applause. Don't try to quiet the cause. Instead, you should bow with your face to the floors. The black guy back locked the gates and the doors. He just woke me up to all the world for it's too late. The blacks for it's too late. So act for it's too late. You too great.
Who ready to reign? Who ready to reign? Do it for the kingdom, don't do it for fame. Who ready to reign? Who ready to reign? This is not a game now, we gon' praise His name. Do it for the kingdom, don't do it for fame. Who ready to reign? Who ready to reign? Who ready to reign? Who ready to reign? Who ready to reign?
Woo, family. I'm trying to tell y'all. Man, I know a lot of people dropped off and whatnot. Some people might have came back. Maybe we got some new folks to jump on in. But I pray this music, I pray y'all paying attention to the lyrics. You know, me and Yaz be talking about this stuff all the time, you know, as far as like, you know, the music that I use. You got to remember, I listen to this all the time. When I got these earbuds that I can, wireless earbuds that I got to conceal, you know, under one of my my head wrap things or whatever. So lately I've been having just one earbud in, but I get to listen to this music all the time, and so I get to meditate on the lyrics. So in meditating on the lyrics, the Most High reminds me of Scripture. He's showing me the scriptures where these lyrics are pointing to. So then I like when I get a break or whatever, I look on my phone and I look up these scriptures, or I look up some of these sayings, and the Most High, lo and behold, has shown me where the scripture's at. So, or showing me later in the line, he'll show me like a historian, one of our historians that brings up these historical facts. And it's like, oh my goodness. Regardless, the whole point is this: don't get caught up in the beat. That's where a lot of our people get caught up at, is just the beat, the rhythm, and we don't listen to the lyrics. That's what hip hop is. Hip hop is about the lyrical skill, the lyrical content. And that's the essence of the music that we created, that we started in this land of captivity. And we was doing hip hop even when we was on the corners in Spain and Portugal. So I can only assume that we was doing hip hop in Jerusalem in our own language. This is what we do. This is who we are. So don't be ashamed of who we are, but by all means, listen to the lyrics. Pay attention to the lyrics. Now, I'm not saying that the so-called traditional gospel music is wrong. It's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. For me personally, there's certain gospel songs that I can't really get in with because it reminds me of the Eurocentric slave masters, the Eurocentric slave church. That's me, personally me. Don't let my opinion, mess with you. All right? Just let's make sure we don't let my opinion affect your opinion. If you still love traditional gospel music, nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking you. I want to make sure that's very well understood. But what's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. But when it comes to this hip hop, this Hebrew hip hop, this Hebrew heart music, please listen to the lyrics. The same as you listen to the lyrics that you're singing gospel and you want to sing those lyrics, just because this has a different beat and a different flow to it, it's no different. You have to listen to the lyrics to make sure you see where you can catch the anointing. Because there's wisdom in these lyrics. Don't let the beat cause your body to move so much that your head don't work. All right? I love y'all, family, because I'm telling you, there's so much blessing, there's so much anointing going on with these lyrics. So I had to go off on a tangent with that one right quick because it's important. It really, truly is. I'm sick and tired of people trying to say the Most High don't speak to that type of music. He don't use that kind of music. That's not his style. Please. Get that Uncle Ruckus stuff out my face. All right. Love y'all, family. More than you ever know. There's something else I was going to say that pertains to what we're doing here and things like that, because I know we're going to do these prophets. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hold my tongue. I think that's the best thing I could do is just hold my tongue, because there's a lot of ifs and buts. And excuse me, I don't know exactly the direction just yet. I was still revealing it. So excuse me again. With that being said, I love you more than you ever know. And I pray that once again, what was spoken on the outro prayer, that the Most High reveals your office, your talents unto you. What is it that he has designed you to be? Who has he designed you to be? What knowledge and information has he been trying to get you to pay close attention to, so that way your gifts and your talents can exalt him in your life? That exalt the Most High. Not exalt you, but exalt him in your life. And so that way, when people see you, they see him. That's being Messiah. And I'm trying to get y'all to see this no matter how I possibly can. Because this is what's been revealed to me from the scriptures, from these books. And I know that some people don't like this first book of Aki because, I even looked into the publishing company. I looked into the people that, the book comes from and all of that. I have to keep reminding people of Enoch chapter 104, verses 7 through 12. There's going to be books that have came about from people of another nation, another language, another tongue. And they're going to take credit and they're going to add to it. And they're going to try to make it their knowledge, their wisdom. And it's not their knowledge. It's not their wisdom. And I'm here to tell you that the Most High has warned us, not just there, but even in 2nd Ezra chapter 44, or chapter 44, verses 41, no, chapter 14, verses 41 through 44, showing that, well, at least in the 1611 KJV, it says that Ezra and the other 5 prophets in that night, they wrote over, or in those 30 days or whatever, they wrote 204 books. So there's a lot more books of wisdom and understanding than just the 66 books of the KJV Bible. So, hold on just a sec, family. Let me check this door. All right, family. So my next door neighbor talking about the house that's next to us. Somebody, I guess, broke into that house and left a bat on the porch and asking me, should we call somebody? I'm like, look, all I know is a couple small things. I know the owner of the house. I know her grandson cuts the grass. So he would obviously have the keys to the house. But as far as somebody breaking into it, he wouldn't break into it. But you want to call the police, you know what I'm saying, and have them run fingerprints on that back, by all means do that. But we didn't see none of that. We've been at service all day, and we're live doing Bible study right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told the woman. I was like, so if you want to call them, by all means call them. You know what I mean? So, but family, sis said, you're not alone on that. I always the truth music. Oh, yes, as a matter of fact, babe, what's the that let me check right quick. I know two things. Let me pull this up because speaking of truth music, right? You all know that I obviously share truth music, right? Y'all know that. But there's a couple online stations like that y'all can go to, and let me see here. Let me go on up inside this chat. Okay, here it is. Copy link. Let me do this for y'all. All right, so this is electsoundsradio.com. This is a truth music radio station that's online. And then for those of y'all that may or may not know, copy this link. I'm going to go right here. Put this in here as well. And then you can find this on the Google Play Store. Apps. This is Truth Music Radio and you can download the app for this. You know what I'm saying? So as far as electricsoundsradio.com, I'm not for sure if they have an app or not, but there's 2 different Truth Music radios that you can download or have access to right there outside of Red Letter Rap, and y'all might come across some music y'all can get me hip to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Truth Music Radio, that's right. So yeah, you definitely know about it. I remember seeing you. So I think you might be a part of the Truth Music group over on Facebook. So there's a lot of folks that's part of that group as well, whether they be artists or just listeners. You know what I mean? So there's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I pray that as y'all are listening, and the Most High shows me some things, but we all rely on one another. So if there's some music that y'all get hip to, by all means, get me hip. You know what I mean? So once again, shout out to oh my goodness, Matty Yahoo. You know what I'm saying? I know he's been doing his own thing, taking care of his family and doing some other projects and whatnot. But if it wasn't for Matit Yahoo, Matty Yahoo, that used to come chill with us and do Bible study with us, he's the one that got me hip to Hezekiah. He did it live right here. You know what I'm saying? On Red Letter Rap. You know what I'm saying? He told me the song, told me the artist and the song to play. I pulled up that song, and it's been a rap ever since. Ever since. Like, man. And so there's a lot that came from that. Y'all already know we did a kingdom build with Hezekiah, all that. So, yeah, family. I know it was an off thing, going into music and all of that, but yeah, I just pray y'all listening to the lyrics, not just the beat. And I'm gonna look into you said Big Levi, right? So let me go ahead and type this in right now. Yeah, so I have his page pulled up. I'm gonna take a look into him. All right, sis. And so with that being said, you got anything before we go, babe?
No, babe.
All right, babe.
Shalom.
They could barely hear you, but they heard it. I saw the microphone thing move. So love y'all family more than you ever know. Most High willing, we'll see you again next week. Definitely tomorrow we're going out doing some outreach ministry over in High Point, North Carolina. So if you know anybody in High Point area, definitely, you know what I'm saying. I guess I guess we're going to be over on Washington Street in the hood, and over by this little corner store over that way. And we want to do some outreach, you know what I'm saying? So pray for us, you know what I'm saying? Because not all hoods is friendly, you know what I'm saying? And, for the most part, I guess from what was said to us, we got the approval of some of the hoods in the hood, you know what I'm saying? But there's an establishment that we got to get permission from as well for being close to their establishment. And, you know what I'm saying? Just pray for us while we're out there doing street ministry and just trying to do some outreach. We're not really doing street ministry, but, questions and answers, you know what I'm saying, may come on up. But overall, just keep us in your prayers that the Most High keep us safe, allow us to be a light unto our people and to all those that would have questions or have need, you know what I'm saying? Allow us to do right by them, you know what I mean? So pray for us, family. Ox says, I love you all, family. Peace and love, family. Stay blessed. One love. That's right. Oh my goodness, man. I guess I gotta hit you up, man. I would love for you to be able to come up this way and visit, bro. Because we just, I know you in Trinidad, not in Jamaica, but we just came across a Jamaican spot earlier on in High Point that we can't wait to go check out after Unleavened Bread. So, Shalom, fam. Stay safe out there, and much love and respect to everyone. Always see y'all for the next one, y'all willing. Absolutely. Yes, brother. All praise to the Most High Yah. Absolutely. And with that, family, we are out. There it is.